What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 4 of Canoecast. Did you know that there's a Twitch stream called Canoecast?
Is there?
Yeah, and it's like Spanish guys that actually watch like canoeing and like rowing.
Oh,
We might have to change our name.
we might.
I'm just saying, like,
I think
if we want to be different and we want people to like, find us and like we could like claim the domain for everything.
we need to get the domain name quick.
Well, we gotta be creative. All right, guys, listeners, our valued listeners, we need help. We're asking you guys to help us rename the podcast. We need a rebrand.
All 6 of you. So, what'd you do this weekend, man?
This weekend I went to a Met game. I went out with my girlfriend, one of my coworkers, and his girlfriend, and we, ate, drank, got there late actually. We got there in like the 4th inning. Well, the 2nd, and then by the time we sat down, it was the 4th, because the lines at baseball stadiums are long as fuck.
You have to do the temperature check too and everything, right?
Yeah, we had to do the temperature check, and on the way there, they were all like, "Oh, do you have your COVID card thing? Because I'm vaccinated." And I was like, "No, was I supposed to bring that?"
Yeah.
Thank God I had a photo of it, and that the guy at the front was like super chill and just decided to let me in. I don't know if that's allowed, but props to that guy.
That's nice. I have my immune records. I lost my card, so now I have my records of all my immunities, like HPV.
On like the Excelsior thing, do you know what I'm talking about? There's like an app for it.
There's another thing, yeah. I have to check though. Maybe it transferred over. I literally got my immunization form because I lost the card, and I planned to go to Europe. I'm like, maybe I need this.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yeah.
Where are you going in Europe?
London, Paris, Rome. I already know what I'm buying. I already know what I'm doing. So
London,
I'm
Paris,
fine.
Rome. You know what you're
Yeah.
buying. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, but we
Were there any hiccups with like figuring out the trip stuff with COVID? Because there's restrictions. Like it's probably different for each country, right?
Yeah. Honestly, well, I bought travel protection for that one reason. If all hell breaks loose and the trip get canceled, I get all my money back. But
Well, if you're traveling from like one country to another, do you
Yeah.
need like COVID tests in between?
probably. But I'm vaccinated too, and I think it's only plane between 2 of the cities. I think it's bus between for most of the traveling.
Yeah, like Europe is like
Yeah.
it's all one place.
Yeah,
Except
but
for like England and those islands.
we probably get sicked, like either at a terminal, like during the bus ride.
I love Europe. I did a whole summer study abroad,
Mm-hmm.
but I know you know that. There's a lot of stories I got from Ireland and
I want
England.
to. We'll hit this eventually. I want to wait until after I leave, so I have. I have one.
Yeah, we'll get those like Europe stories where we did rambunctious shit.
My only story I could contribute is getting kicked out of Canada, and I don't want to talk about that yet. So
Because that's the only time you ever left the United States, right? When you went to Canada.
got kicked out of Canada. Yeah, I mean when I was a baby I went, but that doesn't count.
Yeah, it doesn't count.
I don't even.
When I was a
remember.
baby, I went to Disney. I don't say I ever went to Disney World. I don't remember that shit.
Yeah, I went to Niagara Falls and all that, and that's it. But keep.
How old do you have to be to like remember a place or like say you went there? Because I know like parents nowadays, they bring their kids when they're like 4, 5, 6. Like, are the kids gonna even remember?
I feel like it depends on the person. Like if somebody has photographic memory, they'll probably remember.
A
all the time.
photographic memory?
I mean, probably like pre-2 they won't. But like if you talk to people, and you ask them what's the the oldest memory you have, some of them will say like 6, some of them will say like 4, 3.
What's the oldest memory that you have?
that I have?
Can you think back to your first ever memory?
It was probably 3 or 4. I think I was in like a car seat in like a car. My sister ran me over with the electric Jeep in my backyard. Also when I was like 3 or 4, so I remember that too.
I just was watching America's Funniest Home Videos like the other day, and that was one of the videos. It was this kid just driving along, and you see his brother at the other side of the yard, and you're like, I know where this is going. This kid's gonna get fucked up by this fucking Jeep.
Oh yeah, it was so bad too because you run away from it as like a 3 to 4 year old. You're like, I can't really move too well, and you get run down by a vehicle moving at like less than 10 miles per hour.
An electric Jeep to a 3-year-old, it's like twice as fast. Like when you're riding in one of those things, you're like, man, I'm moving. I can't believe how fast I'm going, and you're like a human can walk, like an adult can walk faster than that.
Yeah.
I remember like growing out of those and just wanting to like sit in them, and you're just way too big. Like, oh man, I'm too old for the electric Jeep.
I mean, we could customize it,
No
pump
chance.
in some
Well,
XYZ
like put like a
fuel, whatever they call
lawnmower,
it.
like a ride-on mower
Yeah,
engine.
put like a V8 diesel engine, like some nitrous, pimp that out.
Whole pimp my ride lawnmower action.
Yeah, it'll be like all engine, and then the rest of it will be toy. All right, so back to
That would be sick.
that would be pretty sick. Yeah.
I think my first ever memory was of like my old apartment in Rockville Center. I don't really have like a good story about it, but it was just like my first memory, and we were recently like talking about this at my house, and my brother was like, "No way you remember that!" And then I like completely described to perfection the layout of the house. Not like oh, I remember what color the shit was, but I was like, there was a hallway, there were 2 rooms over here, the kitchen and the living room were combined, like some shit like that. Like I remembered that, and I had a cat for like the longest time.
That was loud. I'm
Casey, that's fine. Probably didn't pick up. Matt just threw a penny. I had a cat, Casey, for the longest time, and then when my sister was born when I was like 3 or 4, probably like 4, we ended up giving my cat to my grandparents and moved down to Virginia, and then it became an outdoor cat, and I would only see it like twice, 3 times a year, and it got fat as fuck. It was really good at hunting. You ever have any cats?
I mean, we have 2 now, right? We've had 2 before that, and I think we had.
You have 2 cats?
We had 1.
I feel like I've never heard of you like talking about your cats.
That's because my brother. It's my brother's. He leaves them in his room, so I don't.
So
really
you
talk
never
to
really
them.
see them?
Yeah, one of them is timid and like just likes to be by itself. Even with my brother, it hides and just like sits in the corner. And the other one, his name is Milo. I like him more.
There's always a favorite cat.
He craves attention. Like
he's an attention slut.
He'll rub his head against you to get pets. I'm like, all right. I like this in cat form. In dog form, it's more annoying.
You don't like when dogs like want attention?
No. My favorite dog type is So I love big dogs. I don't like small dogs at all. Like
you're sizist against dogs.
I am sizist against dogs. If you're getting a small dog, just get a cat. But
small dogs are yippy too.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of the yip, but I am afraid of dogs.
Like a nice loud bark. But like a big dog you train. Like most German Shepherds are easy to train.
They're smart as fuck.
Yeah, they just have like hip issues and stuff later.
And knee issues. Those Goldens, they get knee issues so fast.
Well, they have trouble getting on the bed. It's but moving past that, yeah. So, my favorite dog type is lazy and just wants to sit on the couch with you, but like loves walks. Like this one dog, my cousin's dog named Lou is my favorite of all dogs.
Blue?
Lou.
Okay.
It's short for Lucius.
Lucius?
Yeah.
Like, isn't that like the devil?
I think it's like a reference to a rapper, maybe hip hop.
No, that's Lucifer.
Lucifer, yeah.
Lucius. That
Lucius,
sounds
yeah.
pretty devilly though. Sounds a little dark.
I mean, it does have the same type.
Is it a dark? Is it a black dog?
It's a pit bull.
It's a pit bull.
It's a brown pit. It's huge.
Pit bulls can either be like the scariest animals or like the kindest, like cutest thing.
Oh, I know. This dog.
There's literally no in between.
He's huge. He has a sibling.
Jacked?
Yeah, he's jacked. So when the sibling plays with him and he's annoyed, he just puts the paw on the head of the other pit bull, which is also moderately sized, and shoves it to the ground.
Just suns him right there.
Yeah, so it's a big fucking pit bull, alright? He's huge. But the first thing he did...
I'm imagining like Dwayne The Rock Johnson, but like a dog.
The first thing he did was sniff me and then go lie on the couch. I'm like...
That's ideal, honestly.
That's ideal, yeah.
Like,
Dude,
that's the only interaction you want with like someone else's dog. Like, sniff me and then get the fuck away from me.
No, but he loved like pets and stuff, like while you were watching TV. But like he loved to be part of it too. Like me and Samus, we'd start gaming on the Xbox because the one week I fucking visit California, it didn't stop raining.
Oof.
Yeah, fucking sucked. But we'd start playing video games and shit, and like back then, because it was a big thing with not being legal in New York and how it's legal there, we'd smoke.
Oh, okay.
But this literally...
We all know what you mean, smoke.
Oh, yeah. But this huge pit bull would just jump on the couch and just sit there and just like chill, vibe the entire time.
That boy just vibing. So before we were talking about the Ducks Stadium
We're talking
story.
about baseball. What you did this
well,
weekend.
we were talking about baseball, yeah, because we were talking about what I did.
Yeah.
So you told me that you worked every job except for up in the booth,
I did
right?
not
Like
do the
upstairs.
booth,
You
yeah.
didn't go upstairs.
Or the restaurant like person, because they were always full staffed and nobody wanted to leave that job. They always got tipped.
Did the restaurant, like, I've literally never even heard of the Ducks restaurant.
It's it's really shit, honestly. I don't know.
Probably.
It's
huh?
really awful.
It's not even like
It's not
even like a baseball league that, like, goes professional.
Yeah, it's like it's paying extra money to get like a steak dinner at a minor league baseball game.
It's not even minor league. It's like where baseball players go to, like, retire.
And it's not like I don't respect the players. Like you're far more athletic than I will ever be. But it's a joke. I'm sorry. It's a fucking joke.
Yeah, I mean, I think, like, some men's, like, recreational softball is probably more entertaining than Duck Stadium games.
Probably. I mean, at least they don't sell us $20 per liquor though. Yeah.
I hate baseball, by the way. I've been to 2 baseball games in 3 weeks, and I can't stand watching it on TV.
I worked in the stadium, and
Was it boring? I feel like if you don't like baseball, you should work a baseball game. You just don't give a fuck.
it's got good.
I could be a baseball security guard.
I have view.
No, dead ass. I could probably be the guy that, like, stands on the baseline and just looks into the crowd, because why the fuck would I turn around? Baseball is just not it. I don't like baseball.
I mean, like that. The security guards on the field who it's like subby. And
No,
just
but
look
that would
back
be.
to the crowd.
I mean, I would totally dig that too. Why not?
Yeah. It sucked. So imagine listening to what you think a boomer thinks that young kids would like from listening to the radio. So like the same 10 songs from BLI, right?
Okay. Yeah, that's what they play.
Imagine that every day.
That's what they still play.
For
All they play is, like,
fucking hours.
Lizzo, Cardi B, that one song by Drake. Like, that's like every
Oh,
major sports.
when
event.
I worked, it was Imagine Dragons. You know, back.
Oh yeah,
back then.
radioactive.
Yeah, that exact song was played like at least 7 times a
All
day.
systems go. I'm not
I
a
breathe
singer.
it in. I feel it in my, but
In your bones.
in my
Speaking of
bones.
bones, you just got 2 removed, right? Or teeth bones. How many
yeah.
are there?
There's
Wisdom
four
teeth?
wisdom teeth.
4?
Wisdom teeth, yeah.
Dude, I thought it was only 1 on each side. 4?
What?
No, I swear to God, I
So,
thought it was just 1.
Yeah, I got 3 removed and 1 crown cut because it was too close to the nerve.
Oh,
Yeah, so they couldn't pull. But I mean, I think they pulled like
couldn't they pull it out eventually, or they just cut it too low?
it's too close to the nerve.
Jesus.
Yeah, so but I think they moved it too
the
much.
nerve of that nerve to not let your tooth get pulled.
The nerve of that nerve.
The nerve of that
Yep.
nerve.
Alright.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill myself after saying that.
Good. I like how we didn't even cover you going to baseball stadium. We went
Who
to
fucking cares,
went
man?
through
We're
Ducks
taking this
so
wherever
quick,
we
dude.
want. It's our
Yes.
podcast.
Canoecast.
So what? Yeah, Canoecast, which we should probably change, by the way, because of the guys that actually watch canoes.
Yeah. So I guess since
There's
you
literally no
asked-
rhythm to this podcast. We got to get into a flow, buddy.
We don't have a script. Like
We don't have a script. No script. We're
it's
not
awful,
scripted.
but without a script, so it's pretty good. But so what? What do you want to know about it? How was it?
Were you put under? Were you, like, awake the whole time?
So the doctor in the consultation was like, take 6 aspirin. So I think it was 4.
No. Wait. 6 aspirin for the procedure?
Yeah, but like an hour before, and then all he did was give me Novocaine, which is just.
So you were awake the whole time?
I was awake the whole time. Yeah.
Was it painful? They're literally yanking teeth.
It
out of
was
your
just
mouth.
it sucked on your neck. I know that's a weird thing.
It sucked on your neck.
It was so
like you got a hickey.
No, because he'd bend your head and like put pressure on the tooth to like leverage it out. So I was sitting down like sideways, I guess, because my hearing's gonna be fucked on this. My audio's gonna cut out. But
That's all right. Just speaking to the mic.
I was laying sideways, right? So like that, and he was literally carving like into my like teeth, and then like leveraging it out with what I could only describe as like a Phillips head screwdriver.
Oh my god.
But it wasn't that, It wasn't.
Yeah.
But it was the
So
same
it's
thing.
Like, it's like that.
He was just prying it
what's that thing
open.
called?
Yeah.
The thing that, like, breaks open doors and shit.
Yeah, like a crowbar.
Crowbar.
Yeah, so he was he was
crowbarred out 3 of your teeth.
he was like levying it out. Yeah, so
God.
he was doing that.
What does he use against it? Like your other teeth?
No, it's just my head against its tail, which is why it's kill
my
on your
God.
neck. So it's this
Holy
guy.
shit.
It's this guy going ham, like 2 arms, like, and he's just fucking like leaving that shit out. And my head is just against the pillow with this guy like double arm trying to force the teeth out. My neck was like under 25 pounds of weight just pushing
my
against
God.
it. That's why I'm saying it's kill on your neck.
Yeah.
But it was only for the top 2 that he did that. The last one, he didn't even bother with the water drill. He was like, I'm just gonna fucking go in there and just pull
Crank
it out. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Fuck yeah.
Dude, that sounds painful.
It's well
So you were on Novocaine.
Yeah,
So
but they didn't stab Novocaine in my neck though, so I felt it like all throughout the spine and everything. Yeah, but
Well, yeah, I don't think that they're dentists. They're not like, they can't shoot you in the neck with Novocaine.
yeah, no. But I mean, what?
Does that even work?
Well, it numbs
Novocaine
everything.
on your neck?
It probably numb the area at least.
Probably.
But yeah, no. So all they did was give me numb. So they made my mouth numb before operating. That's it. No hard drugs. No laughing gas. I should have asked for that. Nothing. Just aspirin
Does
and
laughing gas
Novocaine.
actually make you laugh? Does it make you laugh?
I think so, right? It has to.
You went into some form of medicine, so you should know this.
I feel like it has to. I was gonna ask for laughing gas because I wanted to determine if the way I laugh is just me pretending. You know?
Do you ever see yourself in a situation where your laugh changes based on other people's laughs?
Yes, 100%. I feel like
I'm the same way.
I feel like I'm a sociopath. Like everything I do, it might not be real. Like,
Really?
well, yeah. When when I started laughing a lot and changing it, that wasn't my natural laugh. But then it eventually progressed to become it.
No, your natural laugh is you're like that kind of laugh.
That's why I wanted the laughing gas. I wanted to see what it was.
To see if that was your natural laugh.
But like, I do know what is like funny.
What
and
if you
yeah.
laughed once and then the doctor laughed because you laughed and then you changed it?
If you change,
Then you wouldn't know because you laughed twice and that wasn't the same.
Okay. Nope. Did you not consider yourself a sociopath as a kid? Like learning
No.
emotions off of
No,
others?
but when you were a kid, did you ever think of yourself as like the protagonist? Did you have a protagonist syndrome?
No. I thought I was a sociopath the entire time.
I don't know. When I was a kid, I always thought I was like the good guy. You know what I mean? Like the superhero. Like not that the world revolved around me, but like I don't know. When you're a kid, you're just like, oh, I'm doing cool shit. I'm like, and then there's like other kids out there that are doing way cooler shit, but you don't know because we didn't have social media. So you're just like, oh yeah, I'm playing Army Men with my boys. I won the Army Men battle. I'm the coolest for the week. You know what I mean?
did not think about that.
No.
So what? That's what made me like crack jokes and was me trying to figure out these people are laughing. Maybe I should be laughing at the same time. And then cracking jokes. This is getting weird. But yeah, no. I never once believed I was like the main character. Everybody else is just like subplot.
So you're just like a side quest in like life. Is this podcast a side quest? It definitely is.
This podcast is like a hobby.
Is this podcast DLC?
DLC?
We're DLC right now.
Oh man.
We're downloadable content.
Yeah, apologies for if I speak different than what I normally do. I got 4 teeth removed.
Well,
Apologies.
yeah, they know that because you just told them.
Well, I didn't tell them how soon it was. It was last Thursday.
Yeah, it was last week.
It was 4 days ago.
And you're coming in off injury.
Yeah.
We're just doing this off the cuff.
I still got the shit in my mouth, man. I still got the.
You have the
strings.
gauze in your mouth?
No. I got the sutures and like.
Like
all the
what
strings.
strings?
So they sew it together, the gums.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like
No.
the strings they used to pull your teeth out with the crowbar.
The crowbar? They didn't use any strings. They was just fucking going in there.
You know when they remove teeth, you get those videos of the dads that like slam the door. Have you ever seen that?
No.
I saw one where, okay, well, you know what I mean. Like the kid has a loose tooth. He's like, oh, I wanna put it under my pillow so that the tooth fairy comes and gives me money. You know? That fake thing that your parents lie about. Sorry if anybody's a tooth fairy believer in here, but fucking grow up, honestly.
What does this have to do with dad slamming the door?
No, it's like basically when you're a kid, you have a loose tooth. Your dad ties a string like floss around your tooth and then ties it to the door. You've literally never seen this? and then slams the door.
Yes,
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you've seen this. I've seen one where like they tied the floss to a soccer ball and then kicked the soccer ball, and then the kid like face planted because his tooth wasn't ready to come out yet.
See, I think me and my brother did that, but we did that before asking my father if we should, who was also, by the way, like a firefighter, EMT, and construction worker. So he would have
Like
told us.
knew what was going on.
Yeah, so he would have told us not to do that. But so we did that before. Yeah, we just tied it to the door though. We did what? Yawn, like a thin, thin.
I would always
yarn.
fuck with it for like a day or two and
Until
then
it would come out.
Yeah. Remember in elementary school when your tooth came out and you got a little treasure chest?
Oh yeah, in the school, like a little eraser box for like.
I got a little pink one once. I was so sad. I was like, "How the fuck are you gonna give a boy a pink treasure chest, man? What the fuck?"
Do you know Ray's still losing his baby teeth?
Ray is still losing his.
We
baby
need to
teeth?
send him to the elementary school to get those fucking treasure chests.
We should. Why do we have to send him? We could just buy them.
Why would I buy them when the elementary school has them in stock already?
Yeah, the elementary school's giving them away for fucking free.
Exactly.
That's what my tax money is going for, the treasure chest boxes that children's teeth go into.
Yep, and we need to stop that.
Yeah. And then the one year you just look in your parents' room, it's kind of like discovering who Santa Claus is. You open their top drawer for some unbeknownst reason, you're just snooping and you see all your baby teeth in there.
All the baby, yeah.
Not all of them, but you know the most recent one.
I never did. So my
You were never a snooper?
my parents' room was a mess all the time.
So you like weren't able to get in.
So I knew almost immediately Santa didn't exist, but that's because my brother's an asshole.
Yeah, but he's older than you. Of course you were gonna find out young. That's just how it works.
I found out like pre-elementary school.
What the fuck? Like
Yeah,
kindergarten?
Yeah, like
Nah, I found out in like, well, I was the first child, so I found out the latest, like, I don't know, 4th grade.
Like I wasn't even in elementary school. Maybe it's like, yeah, Santa's not real. I'm like, what?
But as soon as like the end of elementary school happens, like people know, and like you don't want to be the last kid to think Santa's real either.
Yeah, but you don't want to tell people either.
Yeah, because that's fucked up. Like you just crush kids' spirits in like the middle of the fucking hallway. It's like, oh, I just found out Santa's not real. And it's like, what? No way!
It's like, yeah,
My mommy and daddy told me Santa's real, and he ate the cookies.
The Jewish kid who can't say Santa isn't real the whole time in elementary school.
the menorah isn't real.
Tony, you can't tell them Santa isn't real. That's not a good image for us. No, okay, Dad.
We don't celebrate Christmas now. Christmas, man. Christmas is just a commercial holiday.
Yeah.
Everybody celebrates it. My next door neighbor, they're half. All right, we'll give it to them. They're half Jewish, half Christian. They celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. I'm not gonna hate.
I mean, if you get the day off,
if you're half, you can do that. But if you're like fully Jewish and you celebrate Christmas, like, come on. They're like, everybody celebrates Christmas.
Celebrate.
You know what? Honestly, I can't say come on. I'm reversing my opinion right now. It's 2021. Mm-hmm. Everybody can celebrate Christmas. Christmas is no longer religious. We're canceling.
We're taking Christ out of Christmas.
We're taking I see that all the time. Do you see bumper stickers? Keep the Christ in Christmas.
No. So I only saw them upstate when I went to college in Binghamton.
Of course, upstate.
That was like what? So I was driving to Oneonta.
Upstate, they believe in America.
I was driving to Oneonta. 30 minutes on the same road, so like similar to 17. If you ever took 17, where you take that for
Route
like
17.
Yeah, for like I don't
remember,
fucking hours.
I haven't driven upstate in so
long. But it was a residential road for like 3 hours with houses on it. Mm-hmm. There was a church that said, "God will forgive you for all your sins. All you have to do is confess." On one bond, and then 5 minutes later, there was a giant Antichrist symbol on another bond, and I'm like, oh, they have fucking bonds. But yeah, no, only fucking out there, man.
Mm-hmm. Have I ever told you about the hand job story in my car?
No, but I've heard Ryan's story so much more, so I'm already prepared. Like Ryan's story.
No, it's not. It's not me getting a hand job.
It's you giving a hand job to another person.
I did not. I've never given a guy a hand job. Let's just put that on the record. That's on the record.
That makes one of us.
All right. That was brought to you by Blue Point Blueberry Ale and Bud Light.
That actually was really good. I'm not
it was pretty good.
Do the whiff when you first
I just stole
opened
2 of my brother's Blue Points. That's fine.
All
right. So to my story. We're going to my story. All right. So I was in college and I was in my car. I drove a couple of my buddies to a party on another campus, and we were just driving back. It was like a 10 to 15. What are you doing? It was a 10 to 15 minute car ride, and there was I have 5 seats in my car, and there were 6 of us. There was a couple, and the guy was inebriated in the back seat, and the girl was sitting behind the passenger seat, so sitting in the back row.
Yeah.
There was a guy riding bitch in the middle, and there was a guy sitting behind me, and another guy sitting passenger. The girl, whose boyfriend, by the way, is passed out in my back seat, knocks over a couple beers, makes my car smell like beer for like a month. Whatever. It's whatever. It happened a couple years ago.
Not that bad.
It's fine now.
Not a bad smell.
Not terrible. Just, beer in the heat and shit smells like shit.
Oh,
yeah, after it's been in your car. So yeah, she does a reach over the guy and bitch and starts giving a handy to the guy sitting right behind
I definitely heard this story. Yeah.
You've heard this before? Fuck.
Yeah.
All right.
Keep going.
Well, this is for the viewers then. So she was giving him a hand job for probably like 5 or 10 minutes on like the car ride home, and it was so coarse that, and apparently she didn't know how to do it. She was like octopus fingering
a dry hand
like
job,
yeah,
dude.
a dry
something nobody wants, but
exactly
it's like, well,
basically just
we'll
like
see where it leads.
Tugging on the skin. So yeah, she did that, and she didn't know how to give it because it was like just like moving her fingers around and stuff. It was just awful.
Oh man.
So she did that. I had no idea at the time. And then we all end up getting out. She helps her boyfriend into the house after that, and they go into their room. And then she tries to go to the guy's room and knock on the door and get in and hook up with him. Then he's like, nah, go away. I don't want to do that. Like, that's messed up. But you already, like, got a hand job from her. So like,
you could end the night there. Come on.
I know.
You could end the night there.
I know. I'm just, and they're still friends. They're still friends to this day.
Really?
Yeah.
The hand job just makes people stronger.
Exactly. Sharing your girlfriend makes people stronger.
Have you ever had an uncomfortable sex encounter with your roommate trying to fuck a girl and like all 5 of your roommates, like, because there was a 6-person room, just fucking leave because it's so fucking awkward and uncomfortable?
That sounds really awkward.
Yeah, no. So it's
my story wasn't done though.
Oh, okay.
I'm almost there. There's one last bit.
I guess I'll go.
So then,
story,
we'll finish yours. But so, like, the guy in the middle was like so giddy to like tell us like, oh my god, I can't wait to tell everybody. He calls us all into a room. Besides like the guy who has the girlfriend who got basically like first base cheated on. I don't know if it's like cheating.
Cuckolding.
To give another. Yeah. Whatever. So he tells us all. He's like, dude, that girl gave the kid a hand job in the back of Jack's car on the ride home. And I was like, no fucking way. Like, I didn't see it because, when you look in your rearview mirror, you're not looking down at the seat, you're looking out the back window. So I didn't see it. I don't know how. Like, it's ridiculous that I didn't see it.
Were you driving? You were sober.
I was sober.
Unbelievable.
I was the DD. Yeah, I was only 20, so I couldn't drink.
Not even. Don't look at the crotch of your back seat passengers.
Yeah, I mean that's why there's some stains back there. I think because of some random guy. No, apparently he didn't splooge, but
he didn't. Splooge. It was a dry hands up. So
yeah, it was probably more
power to him for doing it during the car ride.
Yeah,
power
there
to
we go.
him.
So he So he tells us all, and then we're like, when are we going to tell him? We can't tell him now. The girl's still here. So we waited like 12 hours. She left because she had to go back to Long Island. And then we called him to the room, and we all confronted him. It was like, an intervention.
Yeah.
It was like an intervention. We all like surprised him in the room at once. And he was like, what the fuck? I can't believe that bitch. And then he still dated her for like another year. And they broke up. Yeah. But then after that, he has a new girlfriend. And I was like, I wasn't really friends with them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I find out from a girl who I still talk to from college that the kid who got like not cuckolded, but like whose girlfriend gave the hand job away to someone else, they broke up. He gets a new girlfriend, and the new girlfriend leaves him for the same guy who got the hand job.
Really?
Yeah, twice in a row.
That's fucked.
Yeah. I know
that's weird.
That was 2-timed.
That
was a 2-time in and he could have hooked up fucked the first girl. He could have had both.
Oh fuck, I don't know. That's that's the uncomfortable kind of relationship where you're like, do I know somebody who's willing? And it's like, yeah, I guess I do know somebody who's willing to do that.
And it's like you got to think like, did she even like these girls obviously didn't like him. They were just like with him, and then they saw this other guy who they thought was hot and was like, I'm going for that guy. Who goes for your friend? And what kind of friend?
I don't fuck with that.
Like, yeah. Man, it's fucked. Just
unless
like,
it's so far back in the past and it meant nothing. Like if
nah,
somebody's like, yeah, I went to
way.
prom with them. It's like, you're 20,
I mean,
you're 28
if you just
now,
went on like
dude.
a date and it didn't work out. Like you can't hold that grudge, man.
Yeah, it's like,
that's childish. That's like some high school shit.
Yeah, we held hands once in elementary school. So as a 28-year-old man, I forbid you from talking to her.
Yeah, that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works.
Oh my god, dude. But I guess I'll tell my story. That's
crazy,
go for it. Though.
Yeah, it was really crazy. I can't believe it happened like twice to like the same kid.
Did he at least like?
But fuck him. I don't like that guy.
Did he apologize for almost busting a nut?
No.
To the dry's hands up in the back
he was
seat?
like, I wasn't even close. Like, yeah,
dry hands up,
I told you it was like a squid hand. It was just not.
Just fucking like clicking on the fingers.
Yeah,
like,
it's like I don't know. It was middle school.
I'll
shit.
hit the Z spot eventually if I tap enough places
of the dick of the cock.
Did I ever tell you about the highest when I took the highest I've ever been? I took like 16 or 17 doses of a liquid. It's like an edible where they put THC in liquids. It's a funny story, but the cap is 1 serving size. So you know, like where you other drugs.
And you accidentally spilled it in your mouth and almost died.
No, so I had to get on a plane, right? And I had half a bottle full. And it was like a water bottle sized bottle where 2 caps could get you fucked. Not even 2 caps get you fucked. 1 is enough to get you high, right? So half a water bottle size. I'd chug it before we get in the fucking airport. To paint a picture of how high I was, I lost my luggage 3 times by simply walking and forgetting that my hand was needed to grip it and drag it. So I kept starting to walk. I'm like, where's my fucking luggage? And then I look back, it's like 6 feet behind me. I had my family with me, by the way.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so my dad was just sitting there giggling because he's like, he just keeps walking away from his luggage, and I'm just fucking like, I'm literally the highest I've ever been. I just sleep the entire ride home, but I have like almost no recollection of what fucking happened because I was just sitting there, I guess, so obtuse to everything going on around me. I lost my luggage like 5 fucking times by walking 5 feet. Waiting for a plane, I lost my luggage. Like, do you understand how unbelievable that is?
How did you accidentally kick it and it like moved a seat over and you looked around and you're like, where's my bag? And
Probably,
like,
yeah.
To the left.
Probably. Either that or I walked away from it and sat down thinking I had it next to me the whole time.
You went over to go get a fucking bag of popcorn because you're addicted to popcorn and you just left it there at the kiosk.
All right, I ate enough to kill a small child. I'm no longer addicted. When I worked popcorn, I'd eat enough to fill like an entire day in calories. So I'm done with popcorn.
What's the most you've ever had in one sitting?
Like for one thing?
I don't know, just like most you've ever eaten. Have you ever had like Thanksgiving? You had like 10 portions and you're like, oh, I'm so full.
Yeah, probably Thanksgiving. Maybe when I worked popcorn because I had a teenager's diet, so I ate like
so the Duck Stadium popcorn was the most you've ever eaten.
I ate like 8 or 10 movie theater size like large bins of popcorn
Jesus.
in like a night. Yeah, I didn't get any weight though.
I know you have a crazy metabolism, but now you're aging into it, so
it sucks. Yeah, I have to eat vegetables and fruit, even though I love those. And so, what happened to the third guest we planned? We put out a straw poll for a third person.
We put out a poll because I wasn't sure if Matt was even going to be able to podcast because he was like, "Oh, I'm not going to be able to talk. I'm going to be so tired."
I said that
even though I talk, I'm already tired, and I was like, "You're being such a bitch right now."
Well, my dog
you barely said anything.
My dog can't move all the way, still.
Well, yeah, but then just talk like a fish and push your lips up.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, so just stop bitching about your mouth, man. Just get over it. People have their mouth sewn shut. All right?
That is true, yeah.
It could always be worse.
It Could be.
Words to live by, right? I'll give you that one for free, viewers. It could always be worse.
I always enjoyed that. Whenever it's down bad, it could always be worse.
I think that's when it's down bad. When you're down bad, it could always be worse. Words to live by. That's how we're gonna end off this episode of Canoecast. Could be named something else soon.
Yeah. What the fuck? I guess we have to actually either get the domain name. Or
The domain name?
domain
Domain name.
Yeah, copyright it or come up with another
I don't think
name.
we have to, maybe
We have
at
to
some
trademark
point,
it.
but I think, we just got to be a little more creative with it. Canoecast, yeah, it was because we were in a canoe for the first episode, but how far does that take us? We're not in a canoe anymore. We haven't done a single podcast in the canoe since.
I mean, the walls
we've been
are
in the
made out of
Canoecast.
wood.
That's
The
true.
walls are,
That's
you
true.
know, Canoes are made out of wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cast. No, that's awful. That was bad. Cut that out. Bleep that one. Bleep that one. It was so bad. You want to hear it? Okay, we're gonna bring it back to an episode of when I was in Ireland, because we talked about Europe earlier.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it is what it is. We were all over the fucking place.
I'll come back with stories.
So I had this buddy of mine, Yifan. He was Chinese. Yeah, Yifan.
Okay.
And he was a funny dude. We were in a city, I can't remember which, but he was fascinated with like homeless people, and he wanted to like know their story. Like, how did you end up in
Homeless?
like the city that you are? Like, how'd you end up homeless? Like, there was this homeless guy in a city that we were in. He was literally playing guitar, and he said he's been like all over the world, like almost all 7 continents except for Antarctica, and he just ends up in this city in Ireland, and he was pretty horned up guy.
Yeah.
He was like zero sense of like talking to women unless they were like Asian. So yeah, and he really had a thing for like redheaded girls, I think, or like blonde girls.
He did go to Ireland. Yeah.
Yeah, he was in heaven, and he would always go to this one Korean restaurant. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm going to the Korean place to go get my dinner." So he would always go there. He was filthy rich. And so yeah, back to what my original thing was. And I want to ask you a question after this, so you got to remind me, but
I'm into redheads. It's already answered. Next question.
He told me this one Chinese saying, "Kengo lai wo ai ni." It means look at me, I love you. So whenever we saw a hot girl walk by in Ireland, we would say "Kengo lai wo ai ni." So it means like I'm saying "Kengo lai" to Yifan to look at me, and then I would say "wo ai ni" to the girl because she's fucking a dime or she's gorgeous. Like we would just point out gorgeous girls and speak Chinese. So that's the only Chinese words I know. "Kengo lai wo ai ni." Yeah, so that's something you could say it. Try and say it.
"Kengo lai wo ai ni."
Wo ai ni.
Wo ai ni.
Yeah.
Okay.
"Kengo lai wo ai ni."
"Kengo lai wo ai ni." Now,
whiny. It's not whiny.
Oh, whiny?
Yeah. Wo ai ni.
Wo ai ni.
Dude, did you see John Cena speaking Mandarin like fluently?
I did, yeah.
Isn't that like crazy?
It is.
We're back to
ice
China.
cream,
We're
with
back
the
to
ice
China.
cream, yeah.
But yeah, so
Dude, we're always back to China.
Yeah,
they're gonna sponsor us
eventually. Dude, I hope the China Communist Party, I would take them in a heartbeat.
You think you're
I'm a
getting an
sellout.
American company?
Hell no, we're not getting. We're gonna definitely get
Chinese companies. Their businesses are phenomenal.
Business is booming in China.
Mhm.
I looked up the COVID statistics in China. They have like 7 like cases in China, like total cases like today.
You can't trust
in
the
all of
statistics.
mainland China.
As much,
I know, dude.
You can't
as
trust
much
it.
as you want
From
to,
a science
you
background,
can't trust it.
You cannot trust it.
Yeah.
It's
It's
funny.
sad.
It's sad, but all right. So back to Ireland.
No. Well, back to the Ireland story. So I want to know, because he was so fascinated with homeless people. Have you ever met a homeless person that like either like bewildered you? You were like, oh my god, like I can't believe this guy's homeless, or like you had like a bad interaction with a homeless person.
I have in New York, but I want to ask one question: is there an abundance of redheads in Ireland?
Yes.
Fuck. I guess I have to
And
go.
there's an abundance of redheads. There's an abundance of like people going there to learn English.
English.
Yeah, that was my first like hookup was in Ireland, like ever. I was a late bloomer.
Damn.
When I was 21,
That's fine.
I was on Tinder. Yeah, it's fine.
We know people
I'm a
who
late
are later,
bloomer.
come on.
Oh yeah, I was on Tinder and I met up with this Brazilian girl who was learning English.
Uh huh.
Yeah, and I ended up going back to her apartment, and you know what happened.
That's fine. She was never able to say no because he didn't know it in English.
That's not true. But it was so funny, dude. She was like, in American culture, is it okay to kiss on the first date? And I was like, fuck yeah. Like,
we're kissing now, baby.
yeah,
What the fuck?
Exactly. So that was awesome. It was just like, I don't know, man. It was a good time.
What is your question to me?
Have you ever like met a homeless person who
yes.
either like made you be like, oh my god, I can't believe this person's homeless, or like it was just a really bad interaction and like it left a sour taste. You're like, man,
I think about it every day.
Really? You think about this guy?
Well, not every day, but I think about it a lot. So it's this one guy, right? So he's in a suit, like a really like more expensive than like what I could pay for now. Like expensive suit, expensive ties. He's been homeless for 4 days. Like
4 days?
4 days, yeah. His sign, it's like 4 days. He's like, and his suit is just disheveled, like dirt on the nice white tees.
Oh shit.
Yeah, all fucked. And he's like,
do you think he was playing it up, or do you think it was actually like 4 days homeless?
Well, I don't care if he was playing it up, because back then I took it as a meaning of even like people at the highest could fall to like the lowest.
True, yeah.
Because like, even if he was playing it up, it's still a guy begging for money on a corner to like a 10-year-old. It's like, you're still pathetic, you know?
Yeah.
But every day I think, like, not even every day, but like that guy pops up in my mind a lot. He had a sign that said, just want money to buy coffee to survive. I'm like, oh,
Jesus
fuck,
Christ,
dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. I've had some pretty crazy interactions with homeless people in the city.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, this one guy used a phone booth as like a toilet stall and like just took a huge shit.
And then you went in after to make a payphone?
No, it was like one of the ones out on the street, like those phone booths out on the street. Yeah, he would just post up there and like use his crutches because he was missing a leg.
See,
So,
I dealt
homeless
with
people are nuts.
I dealt a lot with homeless people as an EMT. I had one reach for me because he thought I was like his son or something.
Really?
Yeah, so he's just a lifeless husk of a man. It's like you know, with like foggy eyes, just reaching for me.
Probably like on drugs.
And then we just
something.
tied him down. Like my
Christ.
big saw meeting. He's like, pa! He just fucking like armed his arms into his chest and then tied him down. I'm like, excellent.
I have another homeless story. I used to work in downtown. I was on like almost on Fifth Ave. I was in like a really like pretty wealthy neighborhood.
This is your current job, right?
No. I work in Melville, but I used to work in Manhattan for
just give them all the town areas.
It doesn't matter.
I live in.
No, it doesn't matter. No, I used to work in Manhattan on like Fifth Ave, whatever. So I would walk by this park, right? And there was this one day where there was a like street fair, where they had those tents and stuff, and people were selling shit. And then not too far down the street from that was like a homeless encampment. That wasn't really an encampment, but because I don't think you can do that in New York City. But they were just like all posted out because they knew people were gonna like walk in towards this thing. Yeah. And there was a guy who had a sign that says like, need money for my ticket home, but he was like on his MacBook and like his clothes were like fine. He was just sitting on like a plastic, like he was like sitting on a cardboard box and like, you know, had his like luggage bag there and everything, and he was just like, need money for my flight home, like begging. I was like, just sell your MacBook.
The guy's scamming. Like the person you see pull up in like a van and they just drop themselves off to collect money because it's faster than like working an actual job with the education.
Or like those people that go to like the supermarket with food stamps and wear like leopard like fur mink coats and shit. And
they buy like
Mercedes Benz.
They buy like a party sized thing of Doritos and chips.
Yeah, and then just go home and eat that.
Yeah, it's the system
people
doesn't
that
work. It helps. It helps for when people need it, but
yeah,
there's a lot of flaws in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I hate that. Like knowing when homeless people are actually pretending if they're just like some guy trying to make a quick buck. Disgusting.
I'd heard a story once of someone who like stole a baby and like used a baby on a train to try and like get money out of people.
Really?
Like they do some fucked shit.
I've seen homeless people with like children and dogs, and I always give them money because I feel terrible. Like,
yeah, I always see those dogs in the city, and
I feel worse for the dog than
you.
You know, like his lifespan is short and he's living on the street. You know, it's kind of fucked.
And he looks hungry. Like sometimes you can see like the dog's bones and shit, and that's like the worst.
Yeah, it's fucked.
It's but like
kids too.
Sometimes I don't even want to give the homeless person money. I'd rather like buy them a meal,
a sandwich.
Yeah, and like give them that because because like you like it's sad to say, but like a lot of homeless people would like use the money that you give them for drugs before they use it to like get a hotel or stay the night or actually get a meal or like wash up or use your money and like save it up, because like where can they save it? Like in their tattered clothing, and then like somebody tries to steal it from them, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
another homeless person steals.
No, that's literally what happens.
Oh yeah, it's a bum fight.
Yeah, bum fights with broken glass bottles and shit.
The tents and the caravans of homeless. Yeah, my dad used to do that, where he'd buy a sandwich every time. So he worked construction, so he saw homeless people all the time. He saw this one guy all the time. Instead of giving him money because he knew he'd buy booze, he'd walk into the store, buy him a sandwich, and eat with him.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would much rather do that.
Yeah.
It's just like a good deed.
Yeah, talk to them, see if they're actually like out of their mind.
And there's nothing wrong with like giving homeless people money. It's just like there's a bad like, I don't know, some homeless people, they just leave a bad taste in your mouth, and it makes you not want to give because you know that some of them would just use. But I mean, I guess sometimes you can tell from the homeless person, but sometimes you can't. They put on like that facade.
Yeah.
It's sad.
That's fucked too, because you have people pretending. It's all just fucked, honestly. We shouldn't have this much of a homeless issue.
We really shouldn't. And I also heard that the homeless budget is tremendous, but like it doesn't feel like it's improving. They always add money to the homeless budget, but like what have they done? Like, I just feel like there's more homeless people every day.
Yeah, it's like it. And when you get like as a kid, you don't notice it, but as an adult, you're like,
oh
it's
yeah.
Crazy. Like when I look back now, I'm like, oh, there were no homeless issues. And it's like now looking back, I'm like, I don't even go to Target without seeing a homeless person.
Yeah, and definitely when I was a kid, like my mother worked in the city, so I would see homeless people, so I like knew about it, but I never thought it was like a big issue like it is today.
LA is so bad.
Yeah, like it's terrible.
When I was visiting my cousins, I'm like,
they literally have entire sections of the city like cordoned off for them.
They have enough population, you could probably zone it separately and
create their own city.
They could have their own zip code of homeless people.
They could have their own homeless mayor.
None of them would have phones, so it wouldn't matter.
Could they elect? They could just do like ballots, just give them a bunch of ballots and elect someone for mayor.
Yeah.
Do you think that homeless people could come up with a better solution for themselves?
No.
But they have first-hand experience. They would know what they need.
Experience. Well, if by that logic, we should elect the Vermin Supreme. Have you ever seen him?
Vermin Supreme?
He's that guy who has
never heard of
on
him.
His head. He runs for like.
Is he the guy?
Figures.
Is he the guy that like went crazy and was like on? You know, what I'm talking about that homeless guy who was like on drugs in a diaper.
Maybe. That's all in the realm of possibilities of him. But no, he's this guy who ran for like mayor and like political candidacies. And he wore a boot on his hat. And he's homeless? I don't know if he's homeless, but he wore a big leather boot on his hat. And at one point he threw like dust at somebody. And he's like, he threw it at a Republican. He said, fairy dust, fairy dust. And he's like, now you're gay. And the Republican is freaking out. But
he put a voodoo spell on a Republican.
He's not sane. Yeah, no, he's not a sane. But he has my vote 100% of the time. Vermin Supreme. If you're hearing us, we the Canoecast support you. Half of us.
Shout out.
Vermin Supreme.
All right, we'll end it on that. Our endorsement for Vermin Supreme 2024, running for president apparently. End us on a high, Matt.
End us on a high. Hey, buddy, thanks for listening to. This is Matt and co-host
Jack.
Yep. Please listen to what is the last episode called?
The last episode, The Boy in the Lost Cooler.
Please listen to The Boy in the Lost Cooler. If you haven't heard it, it's pretty good. Thanks for listening. Come back next week, hopefully.
Good night.
Good night.